Down to 2. Doesn't do it! But they did tap their blockers, which they should not have done. I think this is lethal, isn't it? Yeah. Oops, they should not have attacked. Hello, good game. Welcome back. Today we'll be playing All I Do Is This, a Quandrix mid-range deck. We have so much ramp, it is not even funny. And, we do have a very nice win rate within Mythic today. Killing it. I've worked with this deck in the past, and I swear, this has got to be a near perfect version for you guys today. In the video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about strategies, synergies, everything incorporated within the list, showcase our gameplay footage, discuss the playlines and interactions that we encounter, giving you a good idea of how the deck will perform within the Mythic meta, of course wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review. All of this is going to give you, the viewer, a good idea whether or not the deck is coherent with your own playstyle and, of course, your personal wildcard budget. Thanks again for watching. Help support the video by liking it just down below. Boop, 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 boop. Hit that like a million times. Actually, only once. If you hit it more, like 2 times, it'll cancel itself out. So like the video, subscribe to the channel to get in on our contests and giveaways. Everything that you'll be looking for information-wise within the video can be located within the Linktree link description below, or give it a Google. Thanks to all of our support. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get into the video. All I do is this, quite literally, 60 cards, best of 1, 4.7 average mana value. That is a hefty mid-range deck. 23 non-creatures with 15 creatures, 22 lands, because we have so much ramp in the deck. You may recognize this deck a little bit. We are running the Quandrix Giant build with Thryx, the Sunstorm, Cyclone Summoner, and of course the Beanstalk Giant. These 3 giants will rain terror on your opponent like no other cards. Of course, Thryx is a 5 CMC 4/5 with flash and flying for 5 mana. Spells you cast with mana value 5 or greater cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered, right? So that's great because now all of our bangers here cannot be countered. That's absolutely amazing. Comboing into Alrund's Epiphany, sorcery speed for 7, create 2 1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying. Take an extra turn after this one, exile the Epiphany. You can foretell it for 6 mana. So a little bit of a cost reduction through the foretell, and you can reduce it by actually 2 if you combo the foretell with Thryx, which is actually very, very good. So you can be casting Alrund's Epiphany for 5 mana, which is neat. The entire deck is giants, so we're using Cyclone Summoner for 7, a 7 power, 7 toughness. When Cyclone Summoner enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hands, except for giants, wizards, and lands. Absolutely incredible. So we have giants within the deck. We also use Emergent Sequence as a land, which won't get bounced, also doubling as a ramp spell for 2 mana at sorcery speed. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That land becomes a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token that is still a land. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you had entered the battlefield under your control this turn, right? So this could be 2, this could be 3, depending on how we're playing with our other ramp spells for the turn. Speaking of other ramp, 4 copies of the Beanstalk Giant. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands we control. It has Fertile Footsteps for 3 mana at sorcery speed as the adventure. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. This is nice because that land comes in play untapped, allowing you to utilize it, much like Eureka Moment. Instant speed for 4 mana, 2 copies of this in deck. Draw 2 cards. You may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield. We love it. Our last ramp card within Cultivate, 3 mana at sorcery speed. Searching our library for 2 basic land cards, revealing them, putting one into play, the other in our hand, then we shuffle. That's absolutely amazing. We're countering our opponent's nasty spells with 3 copies of Negate at instant speed for 2. Counter target non-creature spell, and 2 copies of Decisive Denial at instant speed. Choose 1, counter target creature spell unless its controller pays 3, or target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. We have Interruption within Brazen Borrower's Petty Theft for 2 mana at instant speed. Return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. We also have the nice Tempo Attacker within the Brazen Borrower, 3 power, 1 toughness, flash, and flying. It can only block other creatures with flying. That is the deck. Of course, we have Seagate Restoration here, just for flavor. Sorcery speeds for 7. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size after this, plus the Seagate Reborn if we need. And then, of course, 2 copies of Ugin the Spirit Dragon For 8 mana, 7 loyalty when he enters, +2/+3 damage to any target, -X, exiling each permanent with mana value X or less that's 1 or more colors, and -7, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand into the battlefield. Big woofs there. Of course, we do have the temples for the scry off of the moment, just also helping us look for ramp on our first turns. The pathways for consistency, and the basic lands because we'll be pulling them out with Cultivate, with Emergent Sequence, right? So not to mention our Fertile Footsteps as well. That's the deck. This is nearly a perfected version of it. It feels so much more consistent now that we're focusing on counter magic, right? We have 3 copies of Negate. We have the 2 copies of Decisive Denial, down to only 2 copies of Eureka Moment. Previously, we were running 4, and I just feel like the added counter magic really goes a long ways within the deck. So again, a nice win rate. I think we've got 75 or an 80% win rate within today's matches for you in Mythic, which is amazing, making up for the last few days of lackluster performance. Just wasn't feeling focused, but you know, today's a beautiful day. I got an early walk in, and you know, I'm feeling great. So we're performing at our best, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Thanks so much for your time and attention. If you have any questions about the deck, you know, leave them in the comments below. Both myself and the community will do our best to get you set straight, so there's no problems, right? Check out the Linktree link to help support the channel, get in on the contests and giveaways. You know, 500,000 gems I'm giving away. I'm also buying someone's rare playset for the upcoming expansion, Dungeons and Dragons. So that's a lot of fun. Don't miss out on that. Like the video to help support each individual video, and then make sure to subscribe to the channel, like I previously said, to get in on all of the goodies. More importantly than all of my rambling today, have yourselves a magical day, and we'll see you soon to wrap up with my final thoughts. All right, our opponent goes first. That's fine. We have a scry land to start the duel out, and that's going to be nice as well. Yeah, my friends list still not working. Thanks, Arena. I hear lots of people's is working. It's just me they don't like. Let's look for ramp. I have no friends. My list works, I just have no friends. That's probably it. And we have an 80% win rate within the deck, I guess. Lots of cool things happen within my arena. It's a leaked footage, you guys. Velomachus. This is their turn, and I have so many counters. Let's counter this with Decisive Denial. That's our turn. We can flash the Borrower in. Like, we could even let them play it and bounce it back to their hand, right? The third time, though. We want to negate it the first 2 times. And then we've got the Summoners, too, so I'm just not scared. Borrower's out dealing damage. Hopefully they don't counter this. No, we're good. Take a blue source. And we still hold up Negate, hitting for 3. Here it comes, Unbreakable Bond on Valley. Again, yeah, if you're interested in this Velomachus, right? I have this on my channel, Grixis Reanimator. A lot of people really like it. I like it as well. It slaps. It's a good deck, yo. Let's hit for another 3, down to 14. We have 1 more Negate. The thing is, they run 8. It's not just Unbreakable Bond. They also have the elf one, the Foretell. I forget what it's called. Rise the Tide or something. Here's our second Negate. Beanstalk goes out. We have no counter magic here. Do they have 3 recursion spells? One's a land, 2 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available mana. Yikes, they could hardcast like Burning Rune Demon and stuff now. Even Valley they can hardcast. They do have it. Wow, yeah, Return Upon the Tide. That's it, the Elf Foretell one. What did they get? Instant or sorcery off the top 7. Oh, they killed a little guy. That's fine. At the end of the day, 5 damage. Don't care. They do get to do it again next turn, though, right? We wanted that petty theft back pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest. Not having that petty theft sucks. So this is actually bad because they could easily just cast another Mastery for free with Veli. We need the Summoner to survive. Oh! 1, 2, 3. Oh, they don't have white mana, so they can't hardcast it. You have to use your pathways and put in 1 white mana when you play this deck, in case your Veli gets bounced like that, right? They just needed that white mana, but they don't have it. No! Our opponent goes first. We are banging New Tech 9, apparently. I had no idea. It is fire, like always. Obviously, link in my link tree. We do have Beanstalk. They're countering here. I don't want to walk into a counterspell. Yep. We just need to long con this, right? No draw for you. Brick on your lands, brah. Scry while still holding up our negate. Nah. Right, we don't want to exile our own net land. That's cool. Can't get away from it. They could have removal. We have 8 next turn for Ugin, if they tap out. It is good. Let's pull their counter here, if they have it. Whoa. Maybe we should have waited. I'm being too greedy here, you guys. I'm being so greedy. So greedy. Because we can't cast Ugin until 10 now. Like, I'm paranoid. I'm just paranoid. Super paranoid. We're gonna wipe ourselves out. Maya, what's up, girl? We use all of our Allruns as well. That's a big part of our deck. Yes. Maya, always while we're recording, it's like, I'm gonna ruin it. I'm gonna ruin the sound quality. I'm gonna ruin the video. What the H? That's not cool. Okay, Cyclone Summoner off the top. That was rude. Wow. Can't even. Maya, do you know how much that ruins the video? Comments about it every single day. You just are like, I'm putting in laps, man. You can't see me when I walk this low. I'm being sneaky. Doing my army crawl. Man, frick you. They're just gonna Heartless Act it or something. I don't know how we ended up in this position. That duress just dominated us. Right, she just doesn't stop. I may as well leave the cam up full time, right? Okay. Top deck or lose. We have a 3% chance on Ugin. We have an 11% chance on Cyclone Summoner. Watch them just have a third test of talents. I know, Maya. We know they have counter spells, but we have to go for it. Force them to have it, or lose. She picked up the pace there when I pulled Ugin out of the hand. She's like, oh, I like that card. I'll chase that guy down. It lands, it lands, it lands. Good girl, Maya. I knew you'd help. We lose our forest as well. Not pleased about it, but then they ride it. Yikes. And of course it's their turn. Oh man. So that Murderous Rider is really bad for our Cyclone Summoners. I know, Maya. We're in a tough spot, aren't we? Hey? We're in a tough spot. She's like, you took me walking early yesterday, and I'd like to keep on that new schedule that we've got going. Freaking kidding me. We're all out of cards. And they have a million. Look at all the lands we pulled. I know, Maya. It's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? One more land off the top. Let's finish the match out here. Good game. There's no need for us to wait here, right? No need for us to wait there. Let's just back out. Good game. Going first, I'll allow it. Emergent Sequence, such an amazing card. Sculptor of Winter. You settle down. Let's toss Epiphany to the side. Probably getting Thryx in play after this. Oof. That hurts. Asher X with a bunch of gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, I mean, we have Thryx into 2 Epiphanies. I would love to have the Giant in play first, but let's just take what we can get. Just, you know, to those of you on Twitch, obviously recording our content here for YouTube. Okay, so they're playing many lands here. Spirit of Aldergard, I actually really like. It's a big body, plus it helps you ramp. So this is Gruul Snow. I like this. This is right up my alley. So now even if we don't play the land, we can play our, at least first Epiphany. We'll draw a land here. No. Okay, let's sit for another 4 here. We're gonna draw a land with the moment and then use Petty Theft. Hopefully there's no trample. We'll still declare the blocker before we do anything. A double frostbite on Thryx. Interesting. Now that is a hot play. Whoa, man. Settle down. I want to keep that crow alive. Oh, I thought it was another stomp. I was just like, gonna freak out, right? Down to 11. We've got this kind of on lock here, I think, with that Beanstalk Giant. As long as they don't take it, like Archon of War or something. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm getting chubby. I can't even get my hand in my pocket while I sit. Jeans, get bigger. Too many lattes, boys. Okay, that's a problem. That is a problem. That's something that we can't minus on. We're minusing 4. There we go. We should have, I think, Ugin first and hit for 8. I think it's just good value. Right? -4. We lose our Ravens. We keep our Giant. They keep their Henge, though. They have Faceless Haven. I think we're okay, though. If Ugin can just do some plus work here, that's crazy. That's lethal. Oh no, it's a Giant. What am I thinking? I guess it's still lethal, though. I always forget that the Bone Crusher Giant is a giant! He's right in his title, even. Our opponent plays first. We have a turn 2 sequence. Turn 3, Cultivate. Protection late game. Maybe we should have played Seagate first. Strategic planning. I like it. I like it. All right. So we could potentially even moments here if we pay life for it. Another strategic planning. I'm scared. Test of Talents is ultra annoying. Okay, okay. So we have 5 land. We go to 6, 7 next turn. They're tapped out with Titan's Nest. Take 2 islands. I want to call them swamps because that's how dirty they are. Foretell this to the side and we hit for our first 2 damage. Titan's Nest. You know, it's going to put that top card into the graveyard and they're going to cast something incredible on top of us. We should have kept that 2 mana for a negate. Probably. It's a good thing we have Cyclone Summoner. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. If we pull a land, I mean, we do have Ugin. Interesting. How many turns can they keep that up, though? I guess strategic planning really does help that whole thing out. It's a good card for a Reanimator deck as well. So I'm assuming there's another Alrund here. Their graveyard's empty, so this is it. Oh, hard cast Shark Typhoon. Cool. And they must have counter magic up? Should we try to pull the counter magic first? I don't care about the Shark army. They do have counter magic. We know they do. We know what you're doing now, Willis. At least instant speed interaction. Sure. We should have held up in the Negate there. I'm just kind of being greedy. Definitely, that was an oopsie whoopsie for our opponent's benefit. But they're down to 2 cards. You know, I do think we have advantage here. It's still no excuse. At least I'm pointing it out, right? Sometimes that's a bad habit of mine. Sometimes I just play sloppy. It's like, okay, I don't think they have anything, so let's just play. Watch them, you know, play something crazy here. No, we're good. We're good. Pass our turn, we can play Thryx, which they don't see. Yeah, don't care. We're gonna pull that last card out of their hand here, I hope. They're gonna kill Thryx. And then we Ugin everything. Down to 14. They have 3 mana available, plus the nest. Total of 5. They definitely have something. They want to do it. Is the event. They hit odds. But they're totally, like, tapped out. I don't get it. Take all those tokens away and your cards back to your hand. We hit for 2. No negate up though, so we're at risk of, you know, their own Ugin just suicides -7, which is fine. You know, that's their whole turn. We could have kept the land back as well to hold up our negate. I want the damage though. Always holding up the negate's probably the better option. But the Titan's Nests don't scare us. And, you know, neither really does the Shark Typhoon, let's be honest. They're thinking about it, right? They're like, do we hardcast it? Yes, we do. Now they have no available mana, totally tapped. We have the biggest hit here. We know we're hitting for 9 and lethal with the Epiphany. Got him. So they seen Ugin, and we didn't even play it on him. They're just like, oh no, we gotta protect against that Ugin. No, 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 no. It's the summoner that gets you. Our opponent plays first. Ooh, not a lot of ramp here. I'll risk it for the biscuit. We have Petty Theft at least. Let's pass the turn. Another! Nice. That's like really good. What we need is some ramp into a Cyclone Summoner, apparently. That's crazy. 2 Kobes. Kobayashi. You know what I mean? I guess. So, turn 3 Borrower. Well, I guess turn 4 Borrower, turn 5 Thryx, turn 6 Epiphany. Maybe. We'll need something to bounce Yorion, or just get rid of it, like a Cyclone Summoner. Or a Petty Theft. A to the sideboard, nice. Oh gosh, we're in for it here. Chariot. Definitely just need that Cyclone Summoner. Yikes. Maybe we should have tossed the Petty Theft, but it does help a bit. Let's just deal immediately with that. Then they don't get the, you know, Cobra ramp. Pass our turn. Thryx can block here. I mean, countering the Chariot would have been good too. This forces them to have instant speed removal, and then they can't Chariot. Unless, you know, they've got a passage, I guess. They must have the removal. So we get one Cobra, down to 12. Binding takes Thryx. Let's pass our turn. Let this thing click to 2, so they're not bouncing it on anything. They can't get Emergent Ultimatum with it, because it's a land, but it still hurts. Okay, there's Yorion. We have to take the 2. Thryx is out. And they're at 20. I say just push it to the limit. Go for it. It's not a good match for us. Just damage, damage, damage. Get a Cyclone Summoner or something. Not it. We do have the 2 Brazen Borrowers here as well. We're going to lose Thryx, though. And then they have the 4/5. So we hit for, you know, potentially 5 damage. It's unpleasant. Probably not the right move, but we didn't have much choice. They're thinking it through. Awkward matchup for us here. That Cobra's doing work. Cyclone Summoner, where are you? Come hither. I don't know. Let's see, they're down to 1 mana. So we'll probably still lose Thryx. They do just go right for it. And these cards aren't in our graveyard, they're in exile. But they can cast our cards from exile. No, they've not been exiled with Tybalt, so we're fine. Oh, man. They had 3 red mana, so they have 4 total. You know, nothing that great. I mean, thankfully. I mean, probably the Chariot. Oh, I thought I seen a Chariot here. It's a Cobra, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, it's got to be that. Oh, but they can't. This hasn't been exiled with Tybalt is the thing for the Fae, so they can't cast Fae, or they can. I thought they had that in exile from earlier. Why can't they cast that with red mana? Oh, they use the Triumph as blue and 1 of the red source for the generic. I see. I'll allow it. Petty theft off the top! Petty theft off the top! Petty theft off the top! Come on, it's unlikely because we've already cast 2 of them, but give me a 3rd one. Down to 2. Doesn't do it! But they did tap their blockers, which they should not have done. I think this is lethal, isn't it? Yeah. Oops, they should not have attacked. That was such a close match. I'm glad that we stuck it through it. I almost conceded at that ultimatum. I was just like, man, I freaking hate this deck. Now I'm going to have to put in 20 minutes of like pure struggle. And we ended up letting them cast everything except for the Alrund's Epiphany, which would have been blockers in the air, which was kind of slowing us down with all of these flyers. And you know, because they tapped their 2 grounders, it actually allowed the island to attack because it didn't have evasion. And that's kind of what pushed us over. Because if they blocked the 4/5 here, you know, we're getting 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 in only. Right? 6, 7, 8 in only. We would have gotten if they blocked the Thryx. But because these 2 were tapped, the island gets to hit for that additional 2, taking us to 10. Woof. Oh my gosh. Let's break down the deck. All right. So definitely a deck that we've utilized a few times within, you know, the last 6 months. I think it was great before. I think it's even better now. Potentially, it could get even better, right? I'm thinking, you know, and this is going out on a limb, and I love the ramp, don't get me wrong, but maybe there's too much ramp. Maybe we don't need Eureka Moment. I think Eureka Moment can go. I think we can go down to 2 copies of Eureka Moment, and then we're taking in Quandrix Command, right? This command can bounce our opponent's spells, allowing us to get into our Cyclone Summoner those times that we can't find it right away. It can also distribute tokens, those +1/+1 counters, not tokens, you know, to the Emergent Sequence, to the Borrower, to Thryx, even to the Ravens, right? So those +1/+1 counters on the flyers, I think, are very valuable, along with, you know, countering enchantment or artifact spell. That's huge. Bouncing a creature back to its owner's hand or planeswalker, that's massive too. So I honestly think we might see this deck again. You know, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I'll get it next week. But I feel like Eureka Moment can probably go, and we can take a couple copies of Quandrix Command. I love the Denial too. I would love the Negate too. Like 4 Negates, fine. 4 Denials, I'm fine with it at a certain point because, you know, there's some nasty spells out there. And even when you have them in your deck, you still have to have them in hand and the mana available, which is, you know, there's a couple preliminaries to get through there. So again, thank you all for your time and attention. I really appreciate each and every one of you that's still watching here to the end. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I know you have, because you want to be winning that Dungeons and Dragons rare playset. Of course, it's as easy as that. Subscribe, join the Discord, get your name on the list. I've got a video if you need to know more about it. Just look up giveaways on my channel. You'll find it, I'm sure. Watch 1,000 videos today. You know, the more videos you watch, the better my channel does. You know, massive shout out to everybody who's been supporting the channel, allowing me to do this full time and, you know, kind of make a career out of content creation, which is really cool. So we'll see you guys in the next, right? Have a magical day. Take care.